day everyone, welcome to another Chew and Chat. I am Justine Dorn, and the red-haired companion of mine here is, oh, what a clever disguise. Who are you?
What'd you call me over the weekend? Gaston?
Gaston, that's
the poor village
his
farmer.
person. Yes.
Notice the hair.
His alter ego.
I'm in despair. Welcome to a new year. It is 2024, and Justine has provided us with a lovely meal as usual. What do we got today?
We have the finest foods that the current American economy can afford us. Roast raccoon, mashed taters. I'd say we're doing good for the beginning of the new year.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now I've already tried this, and okay, you out there, if you've never tried raccoon before, you might be thinking, oh, that's gonna taste horrible. It's not. It's one of the best meats I've ever had in my life, and I can't believe I'm sitting here saying this right now. It really is. It's like in my top 3. I mean, it's in my top 3. Now I just have to understand what I'm going to say exactly. If someone walks up to me and asks, what's your favorite meat? And I'm going to say raccoon. How are they going to perceive me?
I mean, it smells good. It smells like beef, and it looks like beef.
It looks like beef. It smells like beef. It's all dark. All dark meat.
I have tried raccoon as a child. My dad used to do a lot of trapping and hunting, and he swears up and down I used to eat raccoon like crazy when I was a kid, and I loved it. I have no recollection of that. So since then, I have not ate it. Now, I've heard it tastes like beef. I've heard it tastes like bear.
Yes, I've heard that too, but I've never had bear, so that doesn't really help us now, does it?
So it does, while it was cooking, it smelled like turkey thighs or something, some kind of dark meat, but now that it's done, and it's shredded and on the table here, it smells like roast beef.
Smells like roast beef, looks like roast beef. I guarantee you someone out there is going to be like, oh, you ain't really eating raccoon, that's roast beef. I don't even know what to say to you, but anyway, it's raccoon.
Yes, so, well, I want to get me some, and I'll let you guys know what I think about it.
Okay.
We hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I need a serving spoon, please.
You need a spoon.
Yes, please.
Here, I'll just give you this wooden spoon.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
We hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I know we did. In case you didn't catch it, Justine over on her channel, Early American, put a video out the other day of how we celebrate the New Year's holiday here in St. Genevieve.
The Guiana.
And that's kind of where my outfit's from. We went as poor farmers because it's part of tradition to dress up. Yes, I won't forget about the mashed potatoes.
You can't say it like that. It's mashed taters.
Mashed taters.
We have to embrace our new economy.
Give me them mashed taters and some roadkill.
Man, that ain't roadkill. That's fresh. And...
You know, I just thought of something.
Oh?
I'm pretty sure there was roadkill back then because you got carriages, and there's accounts of accidents happening with carriages. So, what's the chances of a deer jumping out in front of a carriage that's moving pretty quick at night, or a possum or a raccoon, and it gets ran over by the carriage? That
would be really bad. I mean, imagine a horse colliding with a deer. That could... Well, even nowadays, if your car hits a deer, you could die.
Right.
Depending how fast you're going. But back then, the horse would freak out, and it could be bad. It could be dark.
I'll have to look into some first-hand accounts of accidents. That might be an interesting topic.
Yeah, but no, I didn't find this on the side of the road. No.
Side of the trail.
The side of the trail. Okay, so we're going to say grace, and we're going to dig in and give our review of this fabulous... I'm already going to say it's fabulous, but we'll see what Gaston.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. You or me? Do what ladies do.
Take it off.
Who are you? Who are you?
Surprise. Ron is back.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
All right. Dear Lord, thank you for all the people that are joining us today. Thank you for our friends and family. Thank you for our new year that you've given us. Thank you for the past one. We look forward to this new year and spending it with all of our friends and family and our fans especially. Thank you for this food. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
All right, I'm going in.
That's a carrot.
I'm nervous.
That's a carrot.
The carrot's good. Let's try the meat. Here we go.
Okay, initial review.
It tastes just like beef.
It tastes just like beef. In fact, it's better than beef, in my opinion.
Good.
Good.
Good job.
Thank you.
This is the first thing you cooked, right?
Yeah, this is. This
Not
is the first
bad.
time I've ever cooked it
Not bad.
myself. This is good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like it.
I would eat this every day of the week. And that'd probably make the raccoon population around my house go extinct. But our chickens would thrive.
Oh, yeah.
All of our interactions with raccoons have been overwhelmingly negative. Let me put it that way.
Now, before you hate on us for killing Rocky the raccoon, know that they are really bad for the turkey population and for the domestic chicken population at people's homesteads. They eat eggs, they eat the chickens, and they also eat turkey eggs, wild turkey eggs, and wild turkeys. And then we can't have the turkeys in the spring or the fall because they're low on population because of the raccoons. So they're plentiful.
They're plentiful.
We always make sure nothing goes to waste. So if we kill an animal like that or a deer, you know, we'll use the hide, we'll use whatever we can. And all
Where's
the meat.
my scarf at?
It's right there.
Oh.
Your scarf?
I mean, the scarf that I
That
borrowed
is
from
my
you.
scarf? I trapped and killed this coon that this scarf is
wear
made
it
out of.
then.
You wear it. You wear it.
You said it was yours. Is it your scarf? Or is it my scarf?
It's mine! Here, you can wear it. Looks better on you anyways.
You're just saying that because you're probably really hot right now.
I am. So, back to my story. I trapped and killed this coon when I was upside down. When I was about 13 years old. So this thing is like, let's see, 13 to 35, what is that? So yeah, it's like 18 years old. It's in immaculate shape, and...
This is rocket science. I can't figure it out right now.
Let's take it off. Look, see, there's the hide on the back and the fur on
I
the front.
I know, but sometimes it gets flipped around when I put it on.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yay, let's hear it for her. Anyways, huge coon. And so we ate, or I didn't eat him, but my dad ate him. And then we tanned the hide. I kept it. And then I thought, you know what should I do with it? It laid around as a whole hide on my bookshelf for, I don't know, a long time. And then 2 years ago, I decided to make a cut and then wear it as a scarf. Because we go to events and I didn't have a scarf. And now Justine has a fur scarf.
And coincidentally, that's roughly the time I fell in love with you.
Yes.
I just had to see this on you, and I said, now that's a man that can provide.
She likes my fur hides. What can I say?
Yeah, she likes the fur hides.
She likes the buffalo skin.
The buffalo skins.
The bear
The
skins.
furs.
The pelts.
But, to be clear, we would never kill an animal just for its fur.
Oh, no.
Never.
No.
No.
Well,
only if you're going to eat it, and then after that, it's like...
You utilize the rest of it.
Exactly, yeah. Because life is sacred, and so if you're going to take something's life, you have to make sure that you make the most of it and don't throw any of it out.
Right.
Now, Ron, how would you review this dish? This, roasted raccoon? That's the name I'm giving it, roast raccoon. Franz, you ain't ready for this.
It is good. There's no gaminess. Now, we took off as much fat as we could on it. That is one of the tricks. You want to try to get all the fat off that you can, or as much as possible. And there's a few glands on the other side of the upper legs, like in the armpit areas. Right. We removed them, and we cleaned it really good. And there's no gamey taste. If you put this in front of somebody, they would not know the difference.
They would not
between
know.
this or beef.
Yeah, they would have no clue. I will say this is a little sweeter than regular beef. But someone would be like, oh, you just put some brown sugar in the pot, or some kind of teriyaki sauce or something, you know. But they would say, this is some dang good beef. In fact, I actually think it's better than beef.
Well, you know what that means. You can charge more for it.
Yes. So, Ron, what would you rate it, though? 1 out of 10.
One moment. Give me that big bite.
Alright, okay, come on!
Okay. I would give this, I'm going to give it a, be honest here.
Yeah?
I'm going to give it a 9. Not a full 10.
You always make me nervous when you say that.
I'm going to give it a 9, only because it needs some gravy. Where's the gravy?
You want some raccoon gravy?
Maybe not. What about the mushroom ketchup? Oh yeah, it's way up there.
Only he can reach it. He put it up there so I couldn't reach it, I think.
Yes.
That way I wouldn't go through it.
Oh yeah, it's in there.
Try it out. Put some on the side.
I hope it ain't extra fermented.
That's why I'm saying put on the side, Ron, because that's been sitting in there for...
It smells good.
It's like 6 months old sitting in there.
There we go. Now we'll get some of that umami flavor going on. Wow. Not good.
Usually when people cough that violently, they don't say, that was
It's
good.
potent stuff.
That's mushroom catsup is potent. Can you describe to the audience what that stuff tastes like?
It tastes similar to a Worcestershire sauce mixed with a A1 steak sauce.
Yes.
But it's made from mushrooms.
Doesn't taste like mushrooms at all.
Long story short, you basically take a pot of mushrooms and you put a bunch of salt in it and some spices and herbs that you want, and then you let it sit there and do its thing.
Ferment.
Yeah, the salt brings out the juices from the mushrooms, and I mean, you can let it go for days to make this stuff. I'm sure there's a faster way on top of a stove, but you could just let it sit in a crock and do its percolating thing. But that's really all it is, just mushroom juice.
I'm about to seriously, then when I have company over, I'm going to serve this. That's how good it is. And I'll just tell people it's beef, and then afterwards I'm going to be like, psych! Got you! It was raccoon! But there's a mind game thing there. You know, because sometimes people can be very closed-minded when it comes to food. They say, I don't want to eat that. Well, here's the thing. Okay, out here in the country, out here in the boonies, the boondocks, raccoons don't eat out of dumpsters.
Right.
Because they live in the woods.
I would not want to eat a raccoon from New York City or something, but one out in the middle of Montana or Missouri, sure.
Yeah, it's like any other animal. It's out eating nuts and berries and chickens, turkeys, eggs, anything. So there's nothing really gross or foul about it when you compare it to any other, like a turkey, a deer. It kind of eats the same stuff, when you live out in the middle of nowhere.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, I feel myself getting rabies already.
So, did you guys get anything really nice for Christmas? I know I did. I got this brand new neck scarf that Justine got me here. Cravat. Yep. I love it. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's no problem at all. And you also got me a fichu.
I did.
Yes,
You're not wearing it, but that's okay.
I felt like it was a little too fancy for this getup that I'm currently sporting.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have quite worked, but this is it. It's my favorite color. It's light purple. Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
And Ron, you also got some breeches.
I did. I got new breeches. Finally, for those of you that don't know, I've blown the rear end out of my breeches over the last 2 years, probably like 6 times, and I've re-stitched them over and over and put backing in it, because when you're doing stunts on the show, these clothes aren't made to do stunts.
It ain't about no stunts. It's because of your lactose intolerance. You keep blowing out these pants.
I don't blow them out that way.
It's not because of stunts.
Yes, it is. I don't fart and they tear apart.
You call walking down the sidewalk a stunt?
Well, listen. When I have to squat down or kneel down or get down and get up something, that's when they blow out on the sides of the legs. So I have not blown any of my pants out with farts. No, it's all with flexibility and mobility.
Lies.
But I'm not lying. But anyways, back to my story. What was I saying? No. Anyways, they've been hanging on by a thread. And so she got me 2 new pair, a dark blue pair and then a new khaki colored pair, which is what I normally wear, is the khaki color.
You were about to get public indecency charges in those old ones.
Yeah, they were getting a little scary. Every time I put them on, I'm like, please God, let me have one more day with these.
He literally would say that out loud. He would say a prayer.
I've re-stitched the buttons on multiple times. I mean, that's the thing. Most of the historical clothes that we buy, they are nice clothes, don't get me wrong, they look great. But they're not made for the wear and tear for everyday use, like they used to be. How do I say this? Thread and stuff, it's not as good as it used to be. It's synthetic. I'm not saying some people use synthetic or not, but the quality of the materials that you're using to put the material together with is not the same as it used to be. It's not as tough and rugged. So most reenactors or people that work in museums, we wear these clothes and we give house tours and stuff, so they don't really get too tore up, and that's fine. But whenever you want to really get into the nitty-gritty of stuff, you almost have to hand make your own stuff to make sure it's rugged enough. So when you buy it from somewhere, you could get a rugged by luck, or you could just get a thing that's more made for house tours and stuff. But we make it work. I'm rough on my stuff in general anyway, so... Your butt is. Yes, well... yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so they say, okay, well just make your own clothes. I don't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
Or skill. I'm too busy doing this, making raccoons.
Yeah, there's no time for that.
Unfortunately, I just...
If I had an office job and didn't do YouTube, didn't do professional photography or woodworking or building a house...
We work at the museum too.
I would just go do my 9-to-5 job at the office, and I'd come home and I'd sit by the electric fireplace that I'd have with the LED flames on, and I'd sew my 18th century outfit, and then I'd put some stuff on my blog, and I'd go back to work on Monday morning, and everything's hunky-dory. But there ain't no time for that with the lifestyle that we live.
We need to cut the wood. We need to butcher the animals.
Yeah.
We need to cook the animals.
We need a secretary. We're still writing back Christmas cards.
Oh, let's get into that. Guys, God bless you.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm not angry at you guys. I'm angry at her for putting it out there.
Okay, so last year we got, I think it was around 300 Christmas cards.
And we thought that was crazy.
We thought that was a lot.
We are over 600 cards.
Ron, are you kidding me? I think we have 1,000 cards.
Well, there's still 200 left to write back. We got to find a day that we can sit there and... If we sit there and write for like 5 hours, it takes, we can get maybe...
100?
Yeah, maybe 100. Between 75 to 100, depending on if we can read the addresses really good or not. Because the post office likes to stamp their stamp thing...
Right over the return address.
And especially when it's a foreign address and it's written strange that we're not familiar with that format, it makes it really hard. So we gotta
we have to do detective work. We have to be like, okay, where does this person live?
Yes.
We have to do research about the zip code, and okay, that means they live in this town.
Right. And then it's crazy. We really appreciate it. Please be patient with us. We will get your cards back to you. We've only been able to dedicate like 2 days a week to it because there's been so much going on. And so we're backlogged.
We have written about 500 back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have written about 500 back. Maybe, I think it's a little over 500 we've written back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
many
big box left to go.
Yeah, there's so many left. And so last year when we had 300 cards, and I thought, okay, this year we're probably going to get a little more than that, or maybe the same amount, 320. You know, last year we were able to string them all up on the cabin.
There's no way we could have done that.
There's no way. We really considered it, but then we got like 800 cards. And then last year we had 300.
And that was completely full with cards. With the
yeah, it was completely full from bottom to ceiling, so it was physically impossible. And I regret, honestly. Okay, I made a community post.
Yeah, it was 7,000 likes.
No, it has 5,000 likes.
Oh, okay. I thought it had 7.
It has 5,000 likes, but I did not think it was going to blow up like that.
No.
We're hand making all of our Christmas cards.
We're cutting the red pieces, and then we're cutting a white piece that's smaller, and then we're stamping a Christmas tree on it, then we're writing the year and the name of the family, then we're writing on the back, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we're signing it, and then we're putting it in the envelope, and then we're writing the envelope, and then we're putting the stamp on the envelope, then we're taking it to the post office. It is a full-on process.
It's a full-time job, man. We have 500 cards. Oh my gosh, my dad told me, he said, gosh, I had to write back 15 people this year. It was a lot, and I was just thinking... You want a golden sticker for that? Do you not know what my life has become? But thank you, because I've never had this much love in my life. It's incredible. But please just be patient with us. I think until the end of January, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the only cards we haven't replied back to yet are ones that we got either the day before Christmas or after Christmas.
So I apologize if your handmade depiction of us or Mishmish or the cabin didn't make it on the Rudolph video. Because we received a few more of them. They're awesome.
Yes.
But we just showed what we had at the time.
Right.
But we really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. You made Christmas very special this year.
Yes.
And
you sure did.
Like Justine said, just be patient with us,
Yeah,
and we will
just
get
be
them back to
patient.
you.
Just be patient. Now, there's another thing in our life that's
like
taken up a lot of time.
What's that?
That's funny that you said I like carrots because that's like the first thing you ever said to me.
It is.
It is when I met him, but
on camera. Anyways.
On camera. But anyway, so house update. It is crunch time.
We haven't been out there since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We've been busy with festivities and family stuff and
replying back to 800 Christmas cards.
It really has.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. So we're moving into our new homestead the night we get married. Hopefully. So we have 4 months left. We're getting married May 11th.
Yep.
It's crunch time. This house don't even have a door.
Nope.
It don't even have walls.
Nope. It's just
it has plywood walls, but so yeah, we're in trouble. We need to really, really put the pedal to the metal.
And I'm just one dude.
Exactly. It's so hard to do this by yourself. Okay.
It is very hard, especially when you're on a time crunch and the whole nation, a whole world knows about it. So
yeah, no pressure.
We got a little. We might have to skip a few chewing chats. I'm sorry. We skipped last week, actually, the chewing chat. I'll admit, we skipped it. I couldn't do it mentally. I had to start working on the windows in my shops. I got half of the windows for the main portion of the house done and painted for the outside color. So I'm hoping to get those put in this week.
Yeah, so we are working on the windows currently. We have quite a lot of them done.
Thankfully, the insulation will go fast and the electric wiring will go fast. And the drywall should be pretty easy too.
Yeah.
All those things I've done before with my stepdad and with my dad and other people throughout my life, so it's really not that big a deal. It's heavy, the drywall, but when it comes to the ceiling, but as far as getting on there, I know how to do that. So not too worried about that. The biggest thing is getting the windows finished and getting them installed, and then getting the doors finished and getting them installed. Those are the biggies right now.
Yeah, right now, and then insulation is very important.
Yeah, and that's easy. It's just nasty, but it's easy. You get all itchy. But hey, wintertime's the perfect time to do insulation because you really want to wear long sleeves and cover yourself up so you don't get the fiberglass on you. During summertime, I've done it during summertime, and it is horrible because you're sweating with long sleeves on because you don't want to get it on you.
Oh.
And it's miserable. So wintertime is the perfect time for insulation.
Apparently they make this spray foam insulation now, but we can't afford it.
They do. It's super expensive, and we're not set up to do that. But I do know how to do the old-fashioned pink fiberglass stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Now, realistically, if you guys picture in your head that when we get married and move in, the house is gonna be 100% done, you might want to take that idea and throw it into the trash because it's impossible. Kitchen,
bathroom, and bedroom. That's probably that's our goal for around the wedding time, and then we can spend the next pretty much the rest of the year is realistically working on the house, but we'll work on one room at a time, finish it, move on to the next room, and then move on to the next room.
Yes.
I think that would be the best way.
Yeah.
And when I say finish, I mean painting and
little details,
mudding and doing the trim and stuff, but the whole house will be insulated and drywalled at one time.
Yeah. So we'll be able to live there.
Right.
But while we're living there, we'll finish it up.
Like the flooring, that'd be the last thing I do is the flooring.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because that way, so you can paint without having to worry about having drop cloths. You don't have to worry about getting drywall mud on stuff. And when you go to sand the drywall mud, you don't get it all over your floor.
True.
You don't get your floor all scratched up with scaffoldings when you're doing the fireplace stuff and everything. So the flooring will be the last thing I do.
Yeah. So my main priority before we move in May, we have to have plumbing. We're ye old, but we're not that ye old.
Inconvenience.
Yeah, I can deal with an outhouse. I can deal with it, but I am the kind of person, I like taking a hot bath more than once a month. Actually, every day. So, realistically, we need plumbing, and we need insulation. We need a wood stove in the basement so that the house isn't 25 degrees at night.
Right.
And we need at least the wood cook stove in the kitchen. Now, if we have these things, we can survive. So if we have these things, we'll be good. But yeah, we have 4 months left. It's crunch time. And
so if you're in the area and you're free and you know what you're doing, stop on by and help us if you don't mind.
Really?
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the catch. You have to know what you're doing. Because we don't. So we can't have like a whole circus of people that don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
If we're doing drywall or whatever, and you actually have experience with it, and you're in the area and you have nothing to do, we don't mind the help. But if you
live in Texas or something, don't we don't want to do that to you.
Nope.
You deserve better than that.
Yes.
But if you're seriously in the area and you would like to help us with the house, God bless you. We'd really appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
Can you send us an email? If you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing. If you have no experience with it,
the best help is not to help.
Yeah, the best help's not to help, because we don't know what we're doing either. So it's going to be a circus.
The blind leading the blind.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Now, speaking of, we have 4 months left. Ron and I are getting married May 11th.
Yep.
So some of you guys are invited, and I won't say who yet. Actually, at the end of this month, at the end of January, we're going to make a video just telling people that we're getting married and we're moving to a new film location. And the reason I'm doing that is because some people don't watch every single video, which is perfectly fine. But they might get really confused when we suddenly start filming at a new spot. Like they don't, what's happening? I'm so dazed and confused. So I thought I would just make a video just to quickly summarize it. We're getting married. We've been building our own homestead over the last year. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden, like one day, we're in a totally new kitchen. But I have a list of those of you that I'm inviting to the wedding. And I'm going to share this list sometime in January, probably the end of January. So what is the criteria for this? I have gone through probably 100 videos, mine and Ron's, and I've looked through the comment section.
The top commenters.
The people that comment over and over and over.
The ones that are most likely to come and that would really like to come.
Yeah, the ones that are in the live chat every single time, like you guys, because we can only fit a certain number of people at our wedding. And
after we've added up our families and our friends, we're like, okay, we got to scale it back just a little bit because everybody's got +1s, which I personally forgot about. I forgot about the +1 rule. So we're gonna pick, or we're working on a list of, oh yeah, that guy or that gal there, they're always commenting in the chat, blah blah blah. So
I already have this list written down, and it's about 20 to 30 of you all. And if you can make it, that's great. Now, realistically, I know some of you cannot make it. You probably live in Canada, or you just live in New York, or you live so far away that realistically you can't make it. But as a gesture of friendship, I just want you to know that we are such good friends that I am inviting you to my wedding.
But we just want to, and we're not trying to disclude anybody, but we want to keep it to people that we've interacted with for, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But
we have more of a closeness with them, but also it's because physically we can only fit like maximum 200 people at our wedding because it's an outdoor wedding that's in the backyard of a house.
Right.
And there's a wooden fence around said backyard.
And it'll be filmed, so there'll be there'll be a video.
Yeah, there'll be a video about everyone films their wedding these days. Yeah. So, but I'm going to tell you guys who's invited sometime a week or two from now, maybe mid to late January, and then if you seriously think you can come and you're in that list, you can send us an email and let me know your mailing address, and we will mail you a wedding invitation. And now that we've talked about that, Ron,
it is not time for This Week in History because that segment is done.
That segment is done, dead like this raccoon.
Yes, we did that for 1 year, and sure, there's more things I didn't mention, but I don't want to go through the entire year of mentioning things that I didn't think were cool the first time around. So, we have a new segment. It's called This Week's Weirdest, or is it Strangest?
This week's weirdest history fact. Go.
Fact.
This week's weirdest history fact.
We're doing one fact each week.
Okay,
a very
what do you
weird
got?
thing. So I've got the most bizarre history fact that I can come up with in 2 hours of searching. Turns out there's a man named...
This is an American history fact?
Yes, this is an American history fact. Yes. Anyways, there's this man. His name is Robert Johnson, and in 1820 in New Jersey, Salem, New Jersey to be exact, there was a trial called the tomato trial.
The tomato trial.
And it was to decide if the tomatoes should remain poisonous in public opinion or if they were safe to eat.
Oh my
because
gosh.
at this time, people were still leery about eating tomatoes. You can find a rare receipt that has tomato in it. But they
do exist though.
Yeah, they do exist, but they were not like everyday thing. Anyways, there's this public trial about the manner of tomatoes being poisonous or not. Robert Johnson, or Colonel Johnson as he's more popularly known at this time, he's a colonel.
He's a colonel.
He's a colonel. Anyways,
wow.
He goes up on the front steps of this courthouse with a whole basket of tomatoes. And he eats all of them.
And there's a crowd.
And then he dies. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't die. He doesn't die. But people are astounded of the image of him just sitting there eating tomatoes like, oh my God, can you look at it? So, anyways, he does not die. And they started eating tomatoes after that.
So the trial of tomato passed.
Yes.
But people, okay, so he said he was going to do this, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a farmer and a
horticulturalist.
Hard word to say. He liked plants and making things
and
grow.
And plants liked him.
Yes. And so anyways, that's what he did.
Yeah, so he announced, okay, he's a farmer, he grows tomatoes, he's eaten tomatoes for years, and he's never died. So he thinks this whole poisonous tomato thing is a bunch of poop. And so he says, well, I'm going to prove to you that tomatoes are not in fact poisonous.
Right.
Word gets out. People are like, oh, I have to see this fool. I have to go see this fool because he's going to sit here and eat these tomatoes and he's going to go and drop over dead. So a whole crowd gathers around this guy who's just sitting on these steps with a basket of tomatoes. He literally just sits there and eats the raw tomatoes.
Yep.
And everyone's sitting.
Waiting
for him to die. He does not die.
He does not die.
But he does later complain to his friends that he did indeed get a stomach ache. Probably because he ate an entire basket of one fruit. It's a fruit.
Probably had some really bad acid reflux.
That's true, yeah.
All the tomatoes.
There's acid in tomatoes. Now, why people thought that tomatoes were poisonous?
It's an old myth. They say the lead in the pewter would leach out with the tomatoes, but yet we learned at the local pewter store that most pewter in our time period
had no lead. That's another myth.
There are certain marks on the bottom of cups, plates, and bowls of pewter items that are known as the Guild's mark, the pewter Guild's mark. Now they are different each country. I think they said Germany is an eagle, I think.
Okay.
America was an X, and like the colonies era, not the United States, but during the colony period it was an X, and I believe in France it is an angel.
Okay.
So we learned that at the local pewter place at ASL Pewter.
Yeah, that it was a myth because every time you tore an old house.
Since the 15th century, the Pewter Guild has been holding a standard of making pewter, items without lead in them. Now, can you still do it? Yes, but they won't have the mark of the guild on it, so it's not a high quality product.
Yeah.
So maybe there was some poor person and they said it leached out into it, but as far as regular pewter today and pewter made by the guild since the 15th century, there's no lead in it.
Yeah, and most pewter items were made by a guild member. So a guild member would never put lead in their pewter. It was deemed an inferior product. If lead is in the pewter, it's so soft
and it'd be darker.
Bendable and dark and not attractive. So it's an inferior product. Now, here's another thing. All those dang plates from the 1970s and 80s.
Oh, the painted plates.
Those have lead in them. So everyone out there that's like, oh, you syrup reanizer, you're eating off of pewter plates. What are you, insane? You're probably gonna drop over dead. Just a friendly reminder that you've probably been eating off of plates with more lead in them than what's in this right now.
There's no lead in this stuff.
There's no lead in this because these are modern. But any pewter item that has lead in it was considered a very, very inferior product. It was made in some dark alley by someone who was not a registered guild member. But yes, if you do cook tomatoes, in pewter that actually does have lead in it, it will leach out the lead.
Yeah, you'll have some problems.
Yeah, so there's another theory that because tomatoes are bright red, that people thought that they were poisonous. Apples are bright red.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know. They're a member of the nightshade family.
It makes no sense to me.
Some nightshade family vegetables and fruits, if you eat the leaves, they are toxic, so that might also have something to do with it.
Now, I am curious. I haven't researched this, but is it just the English who are leery of tomatoes, or are the Spaniards cool with it, or is France cool with it? I don't know. Do you guys know? I haven't looked into that, but I would suspect that some other cultures might be okay with it. They might be like, what's the big fuss, you know?
Yeah, in the 18th century. It's weird. It's hard to imagine Italian food without tomatoes, but there was once a point in history when Italian food never had tomatoes in it.
That's right.
So actually, a lot of American foods are really no older than a lot of Italian foods, or even Korean foods, because they use chili peppers and everything, and peppers are native to the Americas.
Or Irish.
Irish
potatoes.
food without potatoes?
Without the Idaho potatoes?
Now something about potatoes is in this time period that we do, which is like usually 1790 to 1830, in the United States, potatoes were normal. Like, everyone loved potatoes. You cannot find a single American cookbook published in this time that doesn't have at least 5 potato mentions in it. However, over in Europe, they hated potatoes. And that's why another myth that comes around is that in the 1800s, nobody trusted potatoes.
Huh.
Americans loved potatoes. Potatoes are native here.
They should have grew potatoes and they wouldn't have had hunger.
Eventually, they did grow potatoes. And then there was the Irish potato famine, so that kind of backfired real quick. Yeah, but Americans loved potatoes. But the Europeans in the early 1800s and the 18th century did not. They thought it was food for pigs. And the same with corn. They thought corn was suitable for livestock. It wasn't suitable. It wasn't suitable for humans. It wasn't refined food. But this ain't refined food. Have you lost your mind?
I think it is.
I think it's refined. I mean,
I'd eat
just
more,
look at
but
us.
I'm stuffed. I will be honest. The potatoes is my favorite part. I love Justine's mashed potatoes. She doesn't do anything fancy. Sure, you could put cream in it. You could put Parmesan cheese. You could put garlic powder. You could put cream cheese in it if you want. This just has butter, salt, and pepper, and fresh herbs. That's it.
Yeah.
Thyme and rosemary. That's all you need.
Yes.
And it's the yellow potatoes. They're the best for mashed potatoes.
Yeah, they really are.
So, I ate all of them, and I'm super stuffed. Yeah. So I will eat that later for
We're saving
a midnight snack or something.
We're saving this.
But I'm going to have to loosen up some of these buttons because the potatoes are hurting.
Are these pewter buttons?
They are.
Ron, you madman!
Pewter button here. Pewter button,
what would your doctor say?
Pewter button.
Your doctor would... No!
I ain't got no lead in
it. You madman. I'm just joking with you. I'm kidding.
Well, hey guys, we're going to hop off here. We hope that you guys had a great New Year once again. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Take care. We love you.